Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 17 Week 6 Day 2. So today, main thing we have going on is the faction event for Crypt Keepers, one of the slightly more annoying pure factions, mostly because it's slightly luck based due to the RNG of insta-kill, if you're going for pure faction specifically. But otherwise it should be pretty straightforward. We have access to red and purple, so you have access to Tesla, as well as Thrall Leprechaun and the such, as well as Marilith, all that. So, should be pretty straightforward as far as team building is concerned, as we have plenty of mana accumulation. And it just comes down to put whatever damage source you have. So, actually, what team did we opt with? Because I'm pretty sure we're just running Diamantina, but I'm pretty sure I didn't mention Diamantina in the Monday video. Oh yeah, I mentioned Scourge of Honor. Actually, I'm surprised. Why did I put Tesla there? Tesla would have been fine too. But, I went to Scourge of Honor route. I wasn't in Soulforge recently, maybe that's why I did it. But, obviously we're going to be doing, Diamantina. Is just gonna go really quickly. We have access to Thrall Leprechaun, put like one other thing there, will be good to go. We don't have a hero class to feed EXP to anymore, which feels kind of weird now. We were doing that for so long, trying to feed EXP to a hero class, and now we have them all maxed again, so once again we can use whatever hero class, but then there's a bunch of battles where it's like, oh, I don't feel like I'm getting extra loot now. Because we went like almost a month trying to always squeeze it in for that extra little bit of EXP, and now it's like, oh wait, it's over, I can't do that anymore. Or there's no need to anymore. Yeah, it kind of feels weird again, because we're finally done with it, so. Also, I didn't even claim these yesterday, so I kind of forgot this even exists. They kind of just claim themselves at this point. All the ones that we get for campaign are super automatic these days. I kind of even forget campaign is even here sometimes, as you do basically nothing and it will get done. And normally you do it within a single day, too. Like, it's a week-long event that I don't think it's ever taken us more than a single Monday without even noticing that they're there. But anyways, I don't think we got anything interesting for tier 6. Actually, when do we get something good? Obviously, other than the final week. Judgment does nothing. We maxed out the pet there, I believe. That's not too relevant. So yeah, pretty much all the way at the end. He deals a bunch of true damage, or sorry, normal damage to the first two enemies, boosted by its attack, life, and armor. Very similar to Catcher's Bowl as well as other Tauruses. It's a very common mechanic under Taurus. And then explodes all lightning gems. This on paper isn't that good, but it has pretty good synergy with his final trait, which is create 2 yellow lightning gems when his turn begins. And this does stack, so you can have 2, 3, 4, and so forth on your team. Biggest downside of this is I really wish they would have made a blue lightning gem instead of yellow, or made him cover yellow. The fact that he creates 2 yellow lightning gems per turn, but himself does not use yellow, is probably the biggest thing that will make this troop not worth using. I would sooner run a team of like 3 Eye of Argus or 4 Eye of Argus before I would run like 3 or 4 of this guy. It's just not going to be viable enough. And even if he fed yellow back to himself, it still probably wouldn't be enough mana accumulation. But the fact that he doesn't use yellow at all, while creating yellow instead of blue, is really, really bad. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to get much use case, unfortunately. I'll still mess around with it once we get around to actually obtaining it. Anyway, speaking of that, let's go finish out the event thingy, because if I'm not mistaken, I haven't gotten the golden pet yet, which means we will be fully completed with this event as of today. Of course, we're still going to go for the power orb. Actually, let me just double check that. We haven't gotten the gold one, right? So this will be the pet completion day. Also, tomorrow... Oh, wait, never mind. We already got the pet. Never mind. Don't need to get a copy. Never mind. Never mind. We already did it yesterday. And, of course, tomorrow we'll have the 2024... Actually, we can see it right here. We have the 2024 Valentine's Day pet in like 6 hours from now. And we'll also be handing out a code tomorrow night, handing out one of the old ones. I won't say which one yet. Some of you may have guessed, though. Obviously, it's one of the old past Valentine's Day pets, but we'll be handing that out tomorrow night as well. But anyways, where should we even start? Let's go with... I definitely don't want to start with faction. Let me start where I said we were going to start, actually. We could do this event. Even though I don't need the golden pet, because we already got it, I do still need the points. We're going to stack up a bunch of points for the power orb. Not really that needed, but it's basically a power orb for like 250 gems, which is very absurdly cheap, even if you don't really need it anymore. Hope to hear a laugh. Thank you, Michael. Also, I didn't even say hello to everyone yet. I hope all of you guys have been having a wonderful, wonderful week. Let me start from the top. Hello, Sonny. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Michael. Hello, Chad. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Mark. Hello, Nightmare. Hello, Lester. Hello, Isabel. Oh yeah, Isabel, we're finally going to be finishing out Power World tomorrow. As far as the main playthrough. As far as how much we do beyond that, I'm not sure. Honestly, I might cover some guide videos while the game's still like super popular. Might as well. Kind of like just some end game stuff. I don't think I would cover any of the early game stuff at this point because we're so late to the party. Just all the end game related things. So hello Genki, hello Lester, hello Tyrion, hello, that's everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyways, what are we doing? Let's go get some clear there. But yeah, one thing I did off stream throughout the day, because it's a lot of AFK. Honestly, I'm pretty sure a third of my time in that game is literally just leaving it on in the background, completely AFK. Honestly, it might be closer to half my time in that game. Is literally just letting it run in the background. But I like that's a little bit of an idle game like that. It's one of the things that made Old School RuneScape a lot of fun as well. You can literally just have it running in the background, and you actually get progress that feels rewarding. And honestly, Palworld has a pretty good system for that too. But anyways, yeah, we finally got a max speed jet dragon guy, like the quickest mount in the game. And gosh, is it quick! If any of you haven't seen like what the quickest mount does in that game. And with max speed, it is absolutely absurd. It moves so quick that shinies will actually despawn if you don't slow down. Like, you physically have to not use sprint. Otherwise, things around you will despawn as you're moving quicker than the spawn rate, basically. You're up to 5 luckies? Nice. Oh yeah, I always keep calling them shinies. Shinies, luckies seem different. Did you see your Diamantina post? Which one? During the stream today or somewhere else? Oh, did your other account finally get Diamantina? Which I assume it is, because obviously your main account has it. I don't see your post on it, though. Let's see. You're 2.5 hours into the game. Oh, you haven't gotten addicted yet, I see. Only 2.5 hours. Oh, no. It hasn't started yet. Let's see. But you're still safe. Don't go any further. You called a level 50 Incineron knocked? Oh, nice! I actually got one too. I found it on one of those side islands. Can't remember which one. I think it was the top left one. Actually, I think I have like 4 or 5 level 50 shinies that were caught at level 50. It's actually annoying when they spawn because you have to use the really good balls against them. And those really good balls are just way too expensive. I hope they tweak it a little bit. Like the cost to produce them. Because they are way, way too high. Your mobile account crafted Diamantina? Nice, that's huge. Alright, do we have alignment? We do. And as Genki and Isabel mentioned, if you feel free to leave a like on the stream, helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Oh no, the 100% revive. Don't do that. Though, as much as I hate 100% revive in this game, one thing I wish they would add more of are 100% revive troops, or not 100% revive, but revive chances that when it does trigger, gives the troop at full mana. There are currently only 2 of these in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Dragon Soul, which has a 50% chance to summon a baby dragon with full mana, which is what just happened in that battle. And Quetzalma, which has a 20% chance to resummon itself with full mana. I wish they would do that, like more Quetzalmas in the game. Like something like a 15 to 25% chance to resummon itself or a different troop with full mana. Dragon Soul's 50% is a little bit too high, but I feel like Quetzalma's in a really good position for it. And, oh no, it seems like a fun mechanic. Where you can, because one thing that you could do if it ever gets something really good, is you can use an Empower like Elspeth or something, kill out one of your allies, get all the mana or whatever the benefit is of whatever the troop you're using to sacrifice your other troop, and then immediately afterwards you would get a replacement for it. So, I don't know, there's just, it's an interesting mechanic that I feel like hasn't been explored too much. I feel like resummon teams in general in this game could really use some love. It's a mechanic that's pretty much always been around, but it's just never really been that good. Also, what am I doing trying to switch off of Stellarix? That is, of course, the team we need here. Yeah, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. We'll be celebrating it by playing Palworld and Gems of War. Because I don't really have anything planned for tomorrow. I was going to be streaming all day. Between this game and Palworld. It's also probably going to be our final, like, really big Palworld stream. I might still stream Palworld in the future a little bit here and there. But it will basically be our full completion stream until they add more content to the game. Because most else of what we have left after tomorrow's stream is just grind. A lot of grind stuff. That would work much better in video format than stream format. Oh, we don't have alignment there. Let's go for explode. Alright, there we go. Anything? Yeah, so we always click on them. 20 free emeralds. It's not a lot, but it adds up if you keep going for them. Okay, you know what? Let's go air out dungeons. Or adventure board, I mean. Ooh, Imperials today. What's about our objective? Complete all battles on a single adventure board. That's what you check. Alright, apparently we have to do all of these. Unfortunately, only one of them is good, but we'll take them all out. Why not? What's hello, Sushi Ninja? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, honestly, Ancient Horror coming in with full mana would be kind of cool. Same as Dragonette. Honestly, every trait... Like, what I wish they would do with summons, just in general in this game, is make every summon on death that currently exists 5 or 10% less likely, but make them all have Empower when they get summoned. That would make a lot of them really interesting. Like, there's 25% Dragonettes being like 15 or 20%, but then coming in with a full mana Dragonette. That would actually make it usable. And you can still counter it. You still get a whole turn to react to the kill normally. But it actually makes them, you know, able to do something. Because in the current state of the game, when they get resummoned, they're basically nothing but a meat shield. Very rarely do they ever get enough mana, especially in the current state of the game, to really be useful. I don't think they would ever make that change, but it's a change that Summon on Death really needs. Because it solves two problems. It makes it less annoying that you just randomly have an enemy being summoned, if all of them are slightly lower. But it also makes it, when it does get summoned, they're more than just a meat shield that dies before they can even do anything. They can at least get one cast off. And of course, the 100% revive troops likely wouldn't be affected by that at all. Because their whole premise is the 100% revive. They're kind of made to tank in the way that summons currently do. But the Ogre's probably being the best one of the 100% summons currently. Not that there's too much competition. I think there's like, what, 3? Her, that one Spider, and I feel like I'm forgetting one. Unless it's just those 2. In which case, gosh, there's like almost none. Oh yeah, and Drake. That's the one. Actually, that was the first one too. So also the most useless one, oddly enough. Though they always tend to start a new mechanic relatively weak and then ramp up from there. Very rarely is the first version of something actually the best version of it. But a few exceptions. Like Infernus, out of all the Infernus-like troops, honestly, is still probably one of the better ones. The only reason it doesn't seem like it is because Zolgoth just is burn better. So he never really gets his chance to do his whole burn mechanic thing because Zolgoth just does it for him instead. Yeah, there we go. Objective complete. That should be everything for our XP boost. Perfect. Oh yeah, that reminds me. You know what I haven't claimed in a while? We got this thing, and we just hit 1,900 the other day. How much unclaimed loot do we have from this? Probably not that much, but yeah, it looks like we have 3 rewards here if I'm looking at this correctly. We're gonna get like 10 keys, a vault key, 250 gems. Oh no, not 250 gems. That's our next reward. We're gonna get like 10 exalted keys, a vault key, and a few other knick-knack stuff. Yep, exactly so. A vault key, 250 shards, and 10 exalted. And our next one is 250 gems, which isn't too bad. And a bunch of other stuff. And I'll probably rebuy this once we reach 2,000. Because realistically, we are not hitting 2,500 anytime soon. That is going to take us like another 5-6 years, so however much this is. Actually, I don't remember. How much is this? Like 10 bucks, I think, or something? I don't mind paying for it. You have to pay for it like once every several years this late in the game. So I don't think it's that bad. Unfortunately, you don't really get anything too interesting for it, but I don't know, makes leveling a little more exciting. Happens rare enough anyways. Okay, so, have we done all the things other than faction already? Well, that and I'm skipping Underspire deliberately today. I want to stack up some battles. After we did it last night, I kind of forgot doing it early on in the week. They take like 0 seconds. So I kind of like stacking them for a couple days so that we can actually do it for some amount of time. Otherwise, it just ends so quick because of how easy it is to take out the earlier fights. So I'll let it stack for another day or two. Probably do them on Thursday. Anyways, maybe even tomorrow night. Anyways, I guess it's faction time. Of course, we're just going to build a Diamantina Stellaryx team. I mean, Diamantina Stellaryx. I mean, Stellaryx Leprechaun. Probably just gonna copy paste the one we have, because under purple restriction, this minus Essentia is the team. So I just have to replace out Essentia for anything that is valid. Maybe a Throw or something. We can't put Bork, unfortunately. I don't know, what do we have for options? I guess we have Marilith and stuff too. Well, I should be able to paste this except for the one, yep. Alright, I don't know, what do we put there? Just a Throw? I guess it's a Throw. Like a Throw in front of the Stellarix. Just to make sure we get the mana. We could also put a Marilith there or anything else, but we'll do Throw. I don't really expect it to die. Anything else we need to change? Not really. Like this early on in the fights, we can get away with running something like that, and we're just running Archmages for the purple. Yeah, seems good to me. 4 times purple team. One other nice thing about 4 times purple is we do get a little bit extra magic, though I'm pretty sure we're hitting so high that that means very, very little. But hey, 3 magic is better than not 3 magic. And 20% mana start just to get things rolling. So even though we don't have the Nisha for 4, the pure purple team basically covers it for us. Alright, I think we're good to go. Don't see any need to change anything else. Thank you, Michael. Hope you have a good time. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's go get that rolling. Of course, it's going to one-shot through most of these. Actually, does it one-shot the whole time? I actually forget. I want to say it does. I'm pretty sure our Tuesday faction event is one-shots the entire time. I actually forget. Even though we've been running this quite a bit lately. We'll find out when we hit floor 80. It seems like it has enough damage. Find out when we get there. I think the only thing that would make us not one-shot is spell reduction. Pretty obvious reason. We also don't have stun in this team. We do have curse, but we don't have stun. Unless we go like elementals on hero, which is normally a waste. So if they do end up having that, we actually have no direct counter. Also, why on earth does this place have so many tier 4 rooms? Since when did this place just completely compose of tier 4s? I know this is the new layout, but still. It is literally just tier 4s. You have rewards 1,500 to 1,950 still banked. Nice. Are you just going to open them all at once? Stacking them all. Which I'm not sure what happens if you hit 2,001 and it carries over. Does this like send you the mail for all the loot? Or you actually have to claim it beforehand? I'm actually not sure because I've never moved a 500 level range since they've added the mechanic. But I feel like any unclaimed loot might get destroyed. I'm pretty sure it would just send it to you in a mail or something. But I would still claim it beforehand just in case. I could only imagine. Like right at 2,000 or something. It should, but you're not taking that chance? Yeah, I wouldn't. You never know. That would be a pretty easy thing to send a support ticket for, though. Because if you currently have, like, 0 exalted keys that are that far, and have a screenshot of, like, all your unclaimed rewards, yet still have 0 exalted keys, and they can see that you haven't used any. Feels like it should be pretty easy to get a support ticket fixed if it was to glitch out. Oh yeah, Submerge and Faction's really annoying. It's actually why we run Wand on this team. It's not necessarily for Blast, though it can be useful for countering Freeze and stuff. It's more so for countering Submerge. Especially when it comes to Underworld. Submerge is very common in Underworld. It's actually the most common stats effect. Which is really weird, because in no other part of the game is it like even remotely used for the most part. But in Underworld, it is the most common positive status effect you'll ever see on an enemy. So if you're using something that hits all enemies simultaneously, you almost always want a dispel option. And you can do that by having like Mech Bork, assuming you can use Bork on a given time. We can't this week. But you can do it with Mech or any other hero class that has a dispel. But one other way you could use it is just use Wand. And whenever they start getting submerged, just use Wand on the other cast. Not the one that does Bless, but the yellow and purple stars for Curse. as there isn't anything in Underworld that has immune to curse. There are things in the game that have immune to curse, like the towers for invasion events and a few other things. But nothing in the context of Underworld, at least currently, has any immune to curse, so you'll always be able to get it. Unless they have Bless, but almost nothing in Underworld has Bless. And even then, you just have to cast it twice instead of once. You still have 61 Exalted Keys? Nice. I'm actually not sure how many I'm sitting on. I used a lot of them initially, and then I just kind of started letting them sit there. Then I started using them again, and I'm letting them sit there again. If I had to guess, honestly, I think I only have like 20. Also because I highly doubt they're going to change their drop table or do anything weird with them. Seems like their current state is likely what they're going to stay in for forever. Does not seem that likely that they're ever going to get updated. Which they're not really meant to. Or something like Vault Keys, Epic Vault Keys. I guess those see getting reworked more in the future. But something like those Exalted Keys, I'm pretty sure are never going to change. They're mostly just supposed to be like a little extra level up bonus thing. Not really like a core mechanic of the game. Also, I almost forgot. We have a tier 1 room in this place. Those are ancient. Almost no modern factions use tier 1 rooms for a couple reasons. One is because of how low their scoring is. But 2 is because there's a really annoying Dust Devil team on it that is notorious for probably being the worst room in all of Underworld, despite it being on a common room. Mostly because it has two empowers that move your position. And you basically have to wait until they reposition you, or keep your team unpositioned the whole time. It is the strongest room in all of Underworld, despite it being uncommon room. So strong that I'm pretty sure it is the reason why almost no, or pretty much actually none, no modern faction, I think the last 20 factions, or almost like 20-something factions, almost 30 honestly, have a single tier 1 room, just because of how strong the tier 1 Dust Devil room is. Which is kind of funny. I think they stopped by like the 7th faction or something. I can't remember what faction was the last one to get it. But this was the 3rd faction ever added, so it still has a tier 1 room. Though the new layout of it, I believe, doesn't have a tier 1. But the old layout does. Hopefully we won't see it much, if at all. But even if we do, Thrall getting moved to last slot means very little to this team. Hey, tier 10 chests. Also, someone was talking about like the rarity of them, or having not seen them for a while. I think I've seen them almost every Tuesday event we've ever had. I feel like I see it like every time, or almost every time. Speaking of new layout. Yeah, the new layout for this place is much better than the old layout. Hopefully we get it more commonly here. I think it's like a 50-50 luck-based roll on which one we get. But we actually need to get this one more often in order to not need to spend 30 gems. Because the other place, due to the tier 1 room and just the overall of what it has, actually has a way lower multiplier than this place. Why is this place so many tier 4s? Like, this one's a vault room, so it could be any. Or, you know, a treasure room. But that is 6 tier 4 rooms just in the outskirts right there. Does Pure Faction count for stats in the Underworld or overall? Wait, does Pure Faction count for stats in the Underworld or overall? I'm not sure what that question is asking. Oh, the stats that you get from Underworld are everywhere. You only earn the points from Underworld, but the stats that you get from having score from Pure Factions and similar, those stats that you get apply everywhere. For example, these. Not the ones that you upgrade the faction of, like if we go to Eldrazi. Not these. This only applies to the faction. Like this quality and the level thingy and all, whatever is here. That only applies to the faction, but this number right here, when you earn points by doing Pure Factions, other things, whatever your total is right here, these stats that you get, all those right there, these apply everywhere. They apply in Underworld, they apply in Overworld, they apply in any battle you ever do, including PvP and other things. But yeah, these stats apply everywhere. It's not that many stats, but they do add up. Also, next faction, we get an extra armor. But yeah, those apply everywhere. And pure factions are one of the main ways that you earn more of them. Obviously, just doing more Underworld if you haven't already is the main way. But if you're at the point where you've done most of them, the only way you can go further than that is generally pure factions. Because it's by far the hardest part of getting score. Is getting to level 500, maxing out the place. Those are the easy ones. The hard part is pure faction normally. That has gotten increasingly easier over the years. Compared to when it was first released. Because they've added multiple things that have made it easier. Aside from stats and synergies is getting better. We've also gotten potion effects when it's not the event, which has made it substantially easier. Which also stack with the ones during the event, so even if you were still going to buy them, it also stacks with the ones you already have. Yep, no problem. If anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Because it seems like we'll have a little bit of time left. I guess we'll do some PvP to stream. I need to get some in. I was slacking last week. So much so that by the end of the week, I'd even just have enough time to go do the 20,000 something grind. Not only was the leaderboard starting to push up around that time, but I was just too tired after the Super Bowl. So I just didn't bother. And the worst part is, this week's actually a lot harder compared to last week. Last week I would have needed like 23,000, I think, by the end. Whereas this week, I think I already need almost 20,000. It's only like not even halfway through the week yet. Yep. 40,000, 26, and 17. Why is it so much higher this week? I guess we'll go for bare minimum, which is 6.5k. Get all rewards, of course. Because you always want to be going for this. It's basically a deed book and 100 silvers. A little bit less than a deed book, but almost a deed book. Pretty close to it. Hey, that reminds me, how many deed books do I have stacked up? I probably have like 5, 6 right now. That I just haven't used the points for. We have 8 deed books. Ooh. Though we might have to start using them for the pets, because it seems like there's quite a few pets that just aren't in the drop table. I honestly kind of just want to wait it out. Because I'm probably not going to need a single one of these pets for a kingdom upgrade, most likely. And they're way better as deed books than they are for those pets. Those pets are the most expensive pets in the game. So I'm just going to wait until they randomly come to the drop table or whatever they're going to do with them. It said you came in 3rd even though you got 12th. Yes, it does do that. You can sometimes get a lower rank and it puts you in top 3. I've only had that happen to me once so far. It's actually how we got into diamond rank. Because we were just doing bare minimum and ruby or whatever the one below it is called. And 1 week we just randomly got like 3rd place. Despite making like 15th or something. I'm not sure if they fixed that glitch by now. I would assume they would have. And if not, I would assume it'd be fixed by next patch. Which I'm surprised we haven't had a patch yet. We normally do by late February, early March. And we are starting to get to that late February time frame. How was 3rd base? Oh, did you finally make your 3rd base in Pal World? I like the way that Lester said it. I assume that's what he's referring to. I haven't built mine up yet. I started to, and then got too overly ambitious, and then stopped because it hurt my head. So I'm not sure. The other part with it, too, is I can't decide on the location for where I want it. I actually get to cast Thrower for once. It feels like he's never getting full mana during these. The struggle of only using 1 mana type. It kind of feels weird now. Like 1 mana type troops compared to 6 mana color troops. Now that 6 mana color troops are kind of a thing and they have been for like a couple years now. Because for the longest time, even though we've had 6 color options for probably about 7 years now in the game, it's only recently that 6 color options have been viable in Gems of War. Because for the longest time, 6 colored weapons existed, but not troops. And they were very, very situational and almost never worth using. But nowadays, like, the whole meta is centered around 6 colored troops. Just plop it on any team and then boom, you cover every color now. Let's wind out code once we finish out faction. Then probably spend the rest of the time in PvP, as we have not touched it yet this week, and we probably should. So similar to how we have been lately, I'm probably just going to camp on location. I believe we have access to purple this week, so you know what team we're going with. I honestly kind of wish they would nerf Stellaryx just a little bit, so we have an incentive to use a different team. Because I feel like over the next, like, very long time, we're just going to use Stellaryx way too much. Which I don't personally mind, but from, like, a team variety standpoint, this is like the new Rowan build. Like, it's just always going to exist and be used a ton, depending on what point you are in the game. This is basically the Rowan build of endgame. Whereas Rowan you just use forever, like right when you first start off in a mid-game. And this is like the endgame version. The problem with that, though, is it never falls off. Because the only way it can is if Stellaryx gets nerfed or if something stronger gets added. And that is some power creep if something stronger than Stellaryx comes into the game anytime soon. The only real way to counter it at this point, and a timely manner, would be nerfing him. Unless they do have Stellaryx 2.0 planned in the next year or so. I highly doubt it, though. And even then, Stellaryx 2.0 would just become new Stellaryx then. It wouldn't solve the problem, it would just change to the new problem. Which kind of happened with Diamantina already. Though I don't think Diamantina had as much of a foothold on, like, alternative options. Like, Diamantina was good, but it wasn't so good that it invalidated, like, nearly every other team in existence. Whereas I feel like Stellaryx is pretty much there. Yeah, the problem with Stellaryx is it is just way too strong relative to the current standard of the game. Like, in 5 years from now, Stellaryx, in its current state, probably won't seem that broken. But as of this exact moment in time, it is at least 3 years before it's considered even, like, normal overpowered. Right now, it's like in a tier above S++ tier. Like, we had to remake the Mythic tier list video. we're gonna need, like, a tier above a tier. A troop like Zolgov, but all enemies. I was curious if Gems of War would ever do that. Get to the point where they basically add, like, an Exodia-like card, where you cast it and you auto-win. Or 4 troops that, if you cast each one individually, you auto-win. Or even, like, a 3-troop kind of situation. Where the ability itself does nothing and ends your turn. But if you cast all 3 of them, you auto-win. Like, you literally just instantly win the battle. Oddly enough, with how strong Stellaryx is, that would actually be balanced in the current state of the game. Stellaryx is so strong. Like, Stellaryx would still be stronger than that. If they had 3 troops that they added, that if you casted all 3 of them, you auto-won the battle, it would still be worse than Stellaryx. Because assumably a mechanic like that would auto-end your turn each time. It wouldn't have any follow-up on it. So you'd have to end your turn 3 times and mana accumulate for them. Yeah, if they were ever to do an AoE Zolgoth, likely with no follow-up at all. Well, obviously you would auto-win the battle if they don't have any resummon. But, it would have to be at least like 50, 60 mana cost. It'd be the first troop to have over 50 mana cost. I believe there is one with it, that one weird purple guy. Wherever high it was. Was it 30? No, I think it was 50. But basically, if you were to have AoE Zolgoth, and all it did was insta-kill all enemies and create no gems, so no follow-up whatsoever, it would have to have at least an 80 mana cost if you're going to make it 3-color, and over either 100 or over 100 mana cost if you're going to make it 6-color. That would be kind of funny. 6-color, full AoE insta-kill, no follow-up, 6-color, 100 mana cost. That would actually not be that broken, surprisingly. Like, it'd be very, 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 very strong. But it'd still be weaker than Stellarex. Yes, hello, Ebernator. Welcome, welcome. Final floor, hopefully get enough points. Ooh, good. We got a good layout for this floor as well. That's even better. If we got bad layout here, I don't think we would have gotten enough. You get more points per floor, so getting on your highest level floor that you're going to be doing gives you a lot more of a benefit. We got a little lucky there. Hopefully that's enough for us to not need 30 gems. Not too big a deal if we need, but, you know, 30 gems is 30 gems. They add up. Any bit of gem saving we can get. You've been lurking so far? Hope all's been well. Also, still feels weird seeing level 1,900 as our level. So close, yet so far from 2,000. We will eventually see the day. Sometime next year, 100%, we will be level 2,000. Technically, if we grind enough this year, we'd even be able to do it. Though I don't think we're going to grind that hard, though. So it is very doable to do in like the next 10 months if we really try to. Well, realistically aiming for 2025. If we truly, truly want to, we could do over a level a day. We just take a lot of grinding per day. Like, I'd have to quick kill... Like, if I wanted to have it by the end of the year, we'd basically have to add an extra 2 hours of running Dust Devil and Explore 1 every single day. And it would get us level 2,000 this year. I just don't feel like doing that. That at this point would be about 700 days of, not 700 days, but 700 hours of running Dust Devil Explore 1. Obviously, we'll be doing some of that during Vault events. But that is a lot of time. And then we're pretty much max level. For all intents and purposes, level 2000 is essentially max level in the game due to how leveling works. It does keep going higher, but it's realistically max. Oh, there's our second level 10 chest this stream. Nice. Anything good? Standard loot. Alright, did we get enough points? That's the main one we want to see. Yes, we did. Thank you. The extra multipliers helped us a lot in that final section. Otherwise, I don't think we would have had enough. Because of the tier 1 room layout and everything. Like, if we had a layout like this on the final one, I don't think we would have made it. But luckily we had the better layout. The newer one. The one from its Deep Delve. Which I still wish Deep Delve was a better mechanic. Otherwise I would actually run a Deep Delve every single day. The weirdest part about it is they didn't give it like a special chest or anything. Alright, let me go ahead and add a redeem code. And hey, we got a pet orb. Nice. And let's go finish out raids real quick. Well, not finish, but you know what I mean. Get our daily battles in. So here goes go. Here's the redeem code used on... Hey, Valraven. Used on gemswar.com beneath the game code section. Your invite code is in the settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. I almost just pasted 2 codes simultaneously. Whoops. That's not correct. But there you guys go. Enjoy. And tomorrow night, we'll have the special Valentine's Day code. So we'll be handing 2 codes tomorrow night. One will be the special Valentine's Day one, and the other one will be another one of those. What do we need here? Take a blue. Kill them all. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 round 2. Wait, I didn't wipe? Oh, that's not good. I'm speaking of annoying revise from earlier. Oh, I should have taken that yellow. Whoops. Not like he's gonna do much, though. I know, he got webbed. That's slightly problematic. Honestly, these webs are really annoying. And they just have so many of them. This is probably one of the more annoying raids we've had in a long time. Not only are our options really average, but the enemy team has a ton of web, with the kingdom itself not having any natural web immunity. Or really any way to counter it, other than going Orpheus Metal. Actually, that's not true. This thing converts away purple. That's actually somewhat helpful. But we have to get all of his mana before we can do it. And he is pretty mana blocked with how we're currently using him. Yeah, no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. I'll have the special Valentine's Day one tomorrow. As well as the in-game one, of course. The other 2 pets are different pets. Yeah, I'll take that one. Grab our full AoE there. I still wish that was enough damage to kill, but that's fine. Just don't go too crazy. He went too crazy. And he creates web when he does that too. Gosh, is he annoying. This is hands down the most annoying raid we've had, I'm pretty sure, ever. Maybe not ever. Or is it ever? Oh, not sure. Because Zolkov never really had anything too annoying, to be honest. Or this is the first time I think we're ever up against web Catherics. Or if we did before, it was a substantially better kingdom that was up against it. To such a degree that it wasn't even noticeable that they had it. Oh, so it could have been before Zolkari rework too, potentially, I guess. Because Zolkari rework is pretty recent. It only came in a year ago. Like all those things that added more web gems to, or even just web gems in general to Zolkari. That mechanic is really new. It only came within the last year. Like literally last February. Actually, I think it was last January, but still, it was basically a year ago. Which for this game is essentially new content. Something coming in a year ago. I should be careful. Valkyrie can run away. It's not going to, but it can. Wait, do we have enough damage? No. That'd be funny, though. And that's why we took it horizontally. Tried for the skull. There's more chances if we took it horizontal compared to vertical. Hello, Define. Welcome, welcome. Oh, so I'm not even checking alignment on this guy. I'm just clicking it and hoping it works. And normally it doesn't. I hope all's been well defined. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I should have taken that purple. Got distracted by the yellow. Oh no! He just webbed my Wraith Slayer. How much damage is that? Not enough. Oh yeah, currently, if Valravens run away, there's still a glitch in 7.3 when they added Terror to the game. That due to a weird interaction with Terror existing, a lot of things when they run away will actually still give you kill credit in a sense. So Valravens right now, when they run away, you actually still get the 2 sigils. And it's a weird glitch, like it's almost almost guaranteed related to the Terror mechanic. And since we haven't had a patch since then, they haven't been able to fix it. I'm pretty sure next patch will fix it. But since we haven't had a patch since then, yeah, it's still in the game. It will likely be resolved by within the next month once we get next patch, though. But as of currently, if a Valraven does run away, you do get kill credit for it. Well, not kill credit as in, you know, kill credit, but, you know, you still get the 2 sigils, which is the thing that matters. Anyways, we're done with everything, so let's go do some PvP. I don't think we have touched it yet this week, so let's go touch it. We have access to purple, so you know exactly what we're doing. I'll take the high battle. We'll paste in this exact... Oh, we can't use this Insia. Oh, it won't even let me paste the team in. Sad. Oh, it did. Never mind. That was weird. Alright, put a Thrall in there. Round 2! I don't think we need to change anything else. Guess we could technically go green a little bit in the banner. Oh, Pet Gnome. I'm not sure. Actually, Isabel, do you know the timer on the pet currently? Or anyone from the guild? Should I hold? Let me take a water break. Should I hold? How much time do we have left? Is it like minutes or is it done? If it's longer than 10 minutes, we probably won't bother holding. But if it's like a few minutes, we'll definitely hold. Pretty much our first battle. Actually, is this our first battle? 31 minutes? Oh, never mind. I'm killing it. Never mind. Yeah, we're not sitting here for 31 minutes. Off stream, maybe I would. Not during. Let's kill it. Unfortunate. What's up, little Bill Warhammer? Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Let's go get like 1,000 or 2,000 points for PvP right now. We're not going to do the whole 6.5k grind at the moment. I do want to chip at it. Hopefully finish it by this weekend. Actually, wait, what weekend event do we have this weekend? It's, Wait, do we have Bounty Hunter yet? Because if it's not, then that's Bounty Hunter week. How'd you forget? I literally mentioned the Monday video and I already forget. It's either Faction or Bounty Hunter. No, we just had Bounty Hunter, so it has to be Faction. Because we literally just had Bounty Hunter last weekend. Yeah, Faction, yeah, that makes sense. I almost forgot, we literally just had Bounty Hunter, so it wouldn't be another Bounty Hunter. So yeah, it's Faction event. Oh yeah, it's Faction. I remember now because I was going over the thingy. It's Faction event for Werewoods. That one really annoying revive place. Because I remember talking about the very annoying revive place. But yeah, we have Werewoods this weekend. We actually had 2 of the more annoying factions this weekend. Crypt today, which is only annoying for pure faction, not for navigating it. So I guess it's slightly annoying the fact that it's that one Dust Devil battle. But that one and the one this Friday are among 2 of the top 5 hardest factions in the game. Or more so Werewoods. I wouldn't actually say Crypt is hard. It's just really luck-based. Kind of like Stone Song Airy. Stone Song Airy isn't hard to win, but it is luck-based to win. Which is a little bit different than the ones that are both hard and luck-based, like Laraz's Lair and Werewoods. Those are luck-based and hard, whereas Crypt Keepers and Stone Song Airy, they're luck-based, but not hard, necessarily. Because just because something is heavily determined by luck doesn't actually make it hard for Underworld. Though something that is luck-based is more likely to be harder if you get bad luck. But a lot of them, you're just so tanky that it doesn't really matter. Like in Crypt Keepers, your main legend that you're using to insta-kill is so bulky that it barely ever dies. Unless you get insta-killed back, which is really rare because you'd most likely kill them first. And Stone Song Airy, you have so much resummon and you gain more of a benefit from resummon compared to the enemy. Hello, Insane Gamer! Welcome, welcome. Yeah, any faction that is luck-based, stats matter a lot more. The more luck-based the faction is. Because stats allow you to tank longer when you're getting bad luck. Out of any faction, they're actually the most relevant ones where having slightly higher stats actually means something. As the slightly higher stats makes getting bad luck not matter as much. That's why a lot of factions are a lot easier today compared to when they first came out. Because when they first came out, stats were substantially lower than they are today. And the higher they are, the easier they are to do. Because a lot of them can be brute force just with sheer damage. Like the one for Crypt Keepers, even if you get 0 insta-kills, if you have really high stats in the current state of the game, you'll eventually just kill everything with its base damage. It'd be very slow, but it would eventually win. Even with no insta-kills. It's very unlikely to happen, but it's very doable without it. If you have a lot of stats. The lower your stats, the more insta-kills you would need. Power World is calling. Yeah, I'll probably play it a little bit before I go to bed tonight as well. Get ready for the final stream tomorrow. It might not be like the final one we ever do for it, but it's definitely going to be our last one for probably a little while. If I do anything else for it, it'll probably be videos rather than streams. Unless they release like a huge patch that's worth streaming. Because after next stream, we would have done basically all content in the game. Aside from leaving it idling to grind out some things. Maybe something like breeding, I can't really show like the full process in a stream. Because most of it is literally just letting it sit for hours on end. Doing nothing. Because it's pretty time gated. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink? I'm not sure. I still need to look into it. So even though we won't be streaming Power World anymore, I do think I'm going to start covering some videos on it. Just see how they do. I haven't covered guide videos on not Gems of War in a very, very long time. I actually kind of do want to do it for Power World, even though I'm a little late to the party. I'll take that one over. No, I haven't actually looked at it. I've been meaning to, but after stream I always forget. Because the first thing I do almost after every single stream is eat. And then by the time I finish eating and finish watching whatever I was doing while I was eating, I will generally forget what I was doing. How about a Fall Guys stream? Have they done much lately? I'm not sure. I haven't played Fall Guys in a good solid year at this point. Has much actually changed? Because I know they got rid of seasons, which is the weirdest decision I think they have ever made. Because one of the whole gimmicks of Fall Guys was like, oh, even if the content gets stale, like, oh, at least they'll have like a new season and you could try that at least for a little bit of time. But they've completely ditched the season concept. Which is probably the weirdest decision that game has ever made. They made a lot of questionable decisions. But that is by far the most questionable of every questionable decision they ever made. Was the removal of seasons. Because now it doesn't have any kind of big thing to build hype or anything else. Like, even if it has been getting new content over the last year, like, it doesn't have a good way of advertising that it got new content. Which Seasons did very, very, very well for that game. I don't know, we might revisit it for a stream at some point. Not sure when. Just to kind of see what's been happening with it. This is still a really fun game. Even if they never updated it. What is my favorite game ever? That's a hard one. That's a really hard one. I would probably have to say Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne in its entirety, counting all custom maps, and before they did the update a couple years ago that basically unreleased the game. Even though it's still out there. But I would say pre-nerf Warcraft 3. Before they did the remake that slightly ruined it, but it still exists. Mostly because the custom map scene there is just absolutely insane, the kind of stuff that's been made. It's actually where Dota 1 started as well, for any of you who don't know. The thing that basically started the MOBA genre. It was made in Warcraft 3 game engine. And Dota 1 is still played to this day, just not to any degree that Dota 2 is. Because obviously Dota 2 exists now. But Dota 1 is still played on Warcraft 3 servers this day. Like, it still has an active community playing it, with leaderboards and everything. And that's only one game out of, like, the billions that are on it. A lot of really fun tower defenses, too. The game engine was really, really good at making tower defenses. Some of them have gotten remakes, too. Like Legion Tower Defense. I believe Legion Tower Defense 2 came out on Steam, like, a couple years ago. I never actually tried it when it came out. But that was one of the better ones. There's a lot of other good ones on it, too. And my two favorite are still battle tanks and battleships on Warcraft 3. Though I always like battle tanks a little bit more. It always had less of a player base, but I always found it to be the more fun game mode. Also, I think to this day, Warcraft 3 might still be the game I have the most amount of time in. It's either that or the entirety of RuneScape. But the only reason why the entirety of RuneScape is so high is, like, half that time is literally AFK. But as far as, like, active time played, I'm pretty sure Warcraft 3 is still the highest one out of any game I've played so far. With RuneScape being second and Gems of War being third. I still, to this day, have never played Skyrim. Our last Fall Guys stream was in May? Okay, so we did do it about a year ago then. Alright, so it still hasn't been a full year. Interesting. Well, maybe sometime in, wait, May? Wait, we did a Fall Guys stream in May? Wait, we streamed Fall Guys in May? That's news to me. I thought you said March for a second. Wait, what on earth did we do a February or a May Fall Guys stream last year? Huh. I did not realize that. I could have sworn our last time we played it was like February last year. Oh, that was when they did the custom map update, yeah. Oh no, I was not a fan of that change. They made the game way too sandboxy. Which is a genre I essentially never play. It's one of the reasons I didn't really want to get into Power World either. To some degree, it almost seemed like it was going to be like a Minecraft kind of situation. But luckily, the game doesn't feel sandboxy at all, even though it does have some elements of such. But the core gameplay loop doesn't really have like a sandbox kind of core gameplay loop. Actually, the core gameplay loop is basically Legends Arceus. Just with a lot more crafting. How much PvP rating do we have by now? Within that time, we got... Should be at least 1,000, if not 2,000. Yeah, 2,366. We're getting there. Just want to make sure we don't overshoot. I know we're nowhere close, so I just wanted to see where we're at. Probably do a few more fights for now. I have no intention to finish all of it right now. But I do want to by the end of Thursday, for sure. You're still on time to play real games? Hey, Power World's definitely a real game. It hit #1 on Steam for some amount of time. I'm not sure where it is right now, but somewhere is absurdly high. I don't quite understand what made Power World so much more popular than Legends Arceus, other than the fact that it's on more platforms like PC. Because they're basically the same game. At least as far as the core gameplay loop and everything. Which, Legends Arceus is what got me back into Pokemon to even begin with, when it came out the other year. But it's nice to see that more games are coming out like that. Because I don't feel like Nintendo would ever do that genre too well. Like their own genre. So to see other companies starting to do it too. Interesting to see where that pans out. I wonder if Monster Hunter would ever take a similar approach. Because that would definitely get me into Monster Hunter, that's for sure. I do think we might try the next Monster Hunter game. Though it's not coming out till like 2025 or something. Though I highly doubt they're going down that route. Also, if they did, it would probably play more like Ark Survival than Legends Arceus or Pal World. Which I've never played Ark Survival, though I know like the general gist of it. It's basically Pal World with dinosaurs. Anyways, guys, after this battle, we are going to call it for now. Tomorrow night, we will be back at the same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have the Valentine's Day code. We'll have an extra code. And during the day, we'll be doing a bunch of breeding in Pal World. No. Or we might do some since it's Valentine's Day. Would be quite fitting. But no, we'll be finishing out that game, taking out the final boss, doing some endgame stuff. At least what's currently endgame in that game. Technically, it doesn't even have a proper endgame yet. But there's still kind of like some endgame stuff you can kind of do. Just not to a fully fleshed out degree, as it is still in beta. But the gameplay loop's still there. And a really good one at that. But anyways, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. As far as the Power World stream, don't really have a dedicated time yet. I guess we're probably around 10-ish. We'll probably start, unless I oversleep. Probably start around 10 and just go until dinner. Probably. And go from there. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks so much for stopping by, as always. Greatly appreciated. And I will catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.